Good morning students, I am Shomajit sir. Today I am here to deliver my lecture on topic natural resources. So this is the next chapter and this is the last chapter of class 9. The chapter name is natural resources. So today I'll start with the introduction of it. So without any delay, let's start with the topic natural resources. So let's start. So from chapter natural resources, you can see very beautiful diagrams I have given, very versatile diagram. You can see the biotic resources as well as a biotic component, isn't it? A biotic means non-living and biotic means living. So all the different types of resources you can see, your atmosphere is there, sunlight is there, sand is there, air is there, isn't there? Animals are there, rocks are there. So all the biotic and biotic components are mixed, isn't it? Now, what is biosphere? Biosphere means region of earth crust and atmosphere occupied by living organisms. Biosphere can be divided in three physical divisions. First is land or lithosphere. Clear? Second is water or hydrosphere. And third is air or atmosphere. So in the lithosphere we'll study about land. That means everything about related to land is lithosphere. Everything related to water is hydrosphere, and everything related to air is forms the atmosphere, isn't it? So again I'm repeating, what is biosphere? It means the region of earth crust and atmosphere occupied by living organisms. Now natural resources. See, natural resources, they are of two types. One is inexhaustible, another is exhaustible, isn't it? So natural resources are of two types. One is inexhaustible, another is exhaustible. So under exhaustible, that means it can be exhausted, and inexhaustible means it cannot be exhausted. Clear? So under exhaustible, there are renewable and non-renewable. Renewable means which can be renewed, and non-renewable means which cannot be renewed. All right. So natural resources, two broad categories. One is inexhaustible, another is exhaustible. So under exhaustible we have two types. There are two types. One is renewable, another is non-renewable. Now natural resources. See, natural resources are the resources available in a nature like air, water, sunlight, soil, mineral, forest and wildlife, etc. So natural resources are of two main types. One is renewable, another is non-renewable natural resources. All right. So first we'll come to the inexhaustible natural resources. So what are inexhaustible natural resources? They are natural resources which occur in such abundance that they not likely to get exhausted despite continuous use. All right. So inexhaustible natural resources means it will not get exhausted. It will never get over or never ever get finished, isn't it? In continuous overuse also. So you can see air, water, solar energy, these are inexhaustible natural resources. You have to note here, water, the water I have said, this is not a drinkable water, all right? Water as a whole, clear? But the pure water or the drinkable water is renewable, clear? So here, see, we know that our earth is 75% water and 25% land, isn't it? So this entire 75% what they are considering water. I'm not talking about the drinkable water. So under inexhaustible natural resources, three examples. One is air, water and solar energy or sunlight, isn't it? Now what is exhaustible natural resources? The word exhaustible means, we know, isn't it? Exhaustible means it will get exhausted. So what is exhaustible natural resources? The definitions are, they are natural resources which are available in limited quantity. All right. So exhaustible natural resources means they are available in limited quantity. They may get depleted, isn't it? They may get depleted by continuous and discriminate human consumption. So they will get depleted if continuous overuse. All right. So these exhaustible natural resources are of two types. One is renewable natural resources, another is non-renewable natural resources. All right. So renewable means it can be renewed, and non-renewable means it will never be renewed. So the definitions of renewable natural resources is, so renewable natural resources are the resources which are replenished or which can be replenished. All right, renewable natural resources can be replenished in short period of time. These include both living and non-living resources which can replenish themselves by quick recycling. All right, so these renewable natural resources can be replenished quickly, isn't it, by recycling. Like example, we have air, underground water, wildlife, soil, sunlight, and forest. This can be renewed. Now what is non-renewable natural resources? You can see what is the definition. So these are resources which cannot be replenished in a short period of time. Understood? So these non-renewable resources cannot be replenished in short period of time. Example, we have minerals and fossil fuels. So fossil fuels include such as coal, petroleum, natural gases, metals, etc. So because they take millions of years to form, because the non-renewable natural resources take a lot of time, millions of years to form, that's why they're placed on non-renewable natural resources. Human activity produce a lot of waste material which are thrown away in the environment. These waste causes pollution to natural resources like air, water, and soil. So non-renewable resources cannot be replenished in short period of time, whereas renewable natural resources can be replenished in short period of time. And we know that we have to use energy, isn't it? The natural energy in a cautious and judicious way so that it can be preserved or saved for the future generation, isn't it? If everything we finishes, isn't it, then what will be the future generation do, isn't it? So we should switch off lights when not required. If anyone is not present in the room, light should not be lit, isn't it? It should be switched off, and unnecessary wasting of energy should not be done. Now what is the difference between renewable resources and non-renewable resources? So under renewable resources, you can see I've given the differences very nicely. You can see resources which can be renewed or can be reused are renewable resources. So those resources which can be renewed or can be reused is called renewable resources, and those resources which cannot be renewed or reused once utilized is called non-renewable resources. All right, so under renewable resources, they include components like air, water, wind, and sunlight. And under non-renewable resources, like they have fossil fuels, LPG gases, because they take a lot of time to generate, isn't it? And the third point under renewable resources is they are sustainable resources, whereas non-renewable resources, they are exhaustible resources. All right, so the fourth point is the rate of renewal is greater than the rate of getting exhaust. That means here in renewable resources, the rate of renewable is more as compared to exhaustion, isn't it? And this side in non-renewable, the rate of renewal is slower than the rate of getting exhausted. So in renewable, they're replenishing faster as compared to exhaustion or consumption, and in non-renewable, they're exhausted faster. That means more is being used as compared to its generation capacity. So the fifth point is they are mostly environment friendly and does not cause pollution. So renewable natural resources does not cause pollution, whereas in non-renewable natural resources they cause pollution. So student, these are the homework questions. First is define the following. First is define renewable natural resources, and point B is non-renewable natural resources. Two definitions you have to write. First is renewable natural resources, define renewable natural resources. Second one is define non-renewable natural resources. And second question is give few examples of renewable and non-renewable natural resources. All right. Thank you student. This was all about today's video lecture. Here I have discussed about natural resources. So watch the entire video lecture to get basics out of it. Stay at home and stay safe. So I'm Shomajit sir signing off for today, and again we'll meet in the next class. Thank you students.